Hi everyone, Cody here. Happy Labor Day to you. A lot of people will call this harvest time, but that's not entirely true because we've been harvesting kind of all along. Like, different plants are harvested basically at different times whenever they're ready. So some things you can pick in earlier summer, like your lettuces or whatever, and some things you can pick a little later, like beans. And then now it would be a lot of your tomatoes and that sort of thing. So here would be, just for the sake of harvest time, here are the results. Here are tomatoes, and our tomatoes have done really well this year. We've got lots of tomatoes still to come, and we've picked a lot already. Now, tomatoes have been one of those crops that's always done really well for us. Like, some people don't have that great luck with tomatoes, but every year we've planted tomatoes in this garden, they've done awesome. And so my mom started staking these up one day, and it was very hot that day, and she kind of gave up, and then basically told her, I don't think that's very necessary to have them all staked up. Like, sure, they kind of fall over a little bit maybe, but they're still leaning on each other for their support near the ground. So there's not a lot of tomatoes actually touching the ground. Well, there's some, but you kind of pick them when they're ripe anyways, so that hasn't really been a problem. But it's kind of been a weird year for a lot of vegetables. Like, some are obviously doing better than others, but for example, corn hasn't grown very tall compared to how it's been in the past. We are still getting corn on the cobs. So here's a corn. Here's another one. So these will definitely be edible. But that's just the year, I guess. Like, other people around here have been saying that they've had similar experiences, so to say, with certain types of vegetables. So it's the beginning of September, basically, and our peppers are just starting to make peppers. Like, I was thinking maybe they were kind of like, because I had saved these seeds from store-bought peppers and grew them, I thought that they were just kind of a hybrid that wasn't going to produce very good fruits, but they are producing fruits. There's one over there, and I see there was another over there that's making a fruit, so that's good. And they are still flowering, so reason to be hopeful as long as we get a few peppers before the frost. I think that I'd call that a success. So here are our Casper white eggplants, and as you can see, these are ripe. This is the color they turn white, kind of like a ghost, hence the name Casper. And we've got quite a few of these, especially considering that we didn't plant very many eggplants, but we still got a couple handfuls of them at least. I picked some already. They're still making more, they're still flowering, so that's great. Haven't watered yet today. Well, it just rained a whole bunch this morning, but cucumbers kind of do this. They kind of droop their leaves whenever it gets kind of warm during the middle of the day. But that's just their way of conserving water, I guess. But our cucumbers have done awesome. We've got lots of pickling ones. So we are making pickles right now. And then there's the eating ones, so the long eating ones. Over there. Over there. These are kind of still out. pollinating. It's great. And we've been harvesting potatoes as we go for like the last couple months, I guess, maybe a month or so for the most part. And we've just been digging them up as we've been eating them for dinners or cutting them into fries for lunch or whatever. And still got lots of potatoes to go. So I guess before it gets really cold, we'll dig them all up and just kind of store them, I guess. So our potatoes they haven't grown huge. Like this one's still kind of dug up, but I'd say that's average size for most of them. I've had bigger potatoes in the past, but I don't think it's really about the yield. Like so many gardeners focus on trying to get the best possible yield for their vegetables. I don't think it's really about that. It's just about getting out and enjoying what you do and just being thankful for what you get in the process. So I say we picked most of these beans already. There are still some beans left. If I can find an example, there's some beans here. I think the rest we should, like some of them are even kind of still flowering even, so those will make more beans. But I think we should leave the kind of most of the rest of them for seed saving for next year, because these have been very healthy, productive beans. Oh, wasp. Kind of been, what you doing? What you doing? Yeah, I was just crawling on my hand. Oh, it's on my video camera now. Okay, go home. Stop bothering me. You can't see it, it's just on the bottom of my video camera. Okay, go away. Go away. Hey, stop that. Oh, hey. Oh, wasps. There've been a lot of wasps this year, but haven't got stung yet, so that's good. I almost got stung there probably. I don't know what they're doing. They just maybe they're trying to make friends, but I prefer them not to actually land on me, but they are excellent for pest control and all that, so I haven't had a whole lot of problems with like little cabbage butterfly caterpillars or anything like that, even though there's a lot of the cabbage butterflies around. You can see this one flying around right there. But our kales, they're actually a broccoli kale cross, and some of them have been eaten a little bit. I think actually a couple of them, but for the most part they're still very leafy, and if we didn't have these wasps around eating the little larvae off them, or the caterpillars, you probably wouldn't have any of this kale around, because it would have just been eaten up by those butterflies. So I don't know if you remember those golden berries and the tomatillos from earlier that I was transplanting. Well, here they are now. So here's the golden berries, and they are making little kind of papery lanterns with a fruit inside. So once it's kind of bigger, I guess, and the fruit would be ready. This is ripe, and there's quite a few of them, and some of them are still flowering, so that's what the flower looks like. Golden berries, you guys. It's going to be great. And despite the fact that they're not companions with tomatoes, these volunteer tomatoes, they've been doing okay, I think, beside them. And here's our tomatillos, or tomatillos, or whatever you call them. And they're doing the same thing. They're kind of same type of plant as the golden berries. So they make the little husks, paper lantern things And there's a fruit growing inside, so but these get a lot bigger. So I'm really excited about those, and there's tons of flowers on them still, so that'd be exciting to try because I've never grown these actually before. So, and these are getting huge. Like, I wasn't, for the longest time they weren't really growing very fast, and I was kind of wasn't expecting them to do much, but look at them now. This is a vervain or verbena plant, medicinal herb, and a seed, I guess, fell into one of the pots that the peppers were originally in. Peppers. Or maybe it was eggplants. Yeah, because there's an eggplant under here. So, and then look at the plant it's growing into. A nice flowering kind of. It's almost like a little shrub, actually. Little purple flowers, very beautiful, and I've seen lots of pollinators on them. So that's great. And the same with these chamomiles. That was in, I guess when I was sowing chamomile seeds, some fell in with the other vegetables and just grew from that. And these have been our most prolific chamomile bushes. Harvested tons of flowers from them. We're still getting flowers. And these have been even more productive than the chamomile in the herb garden over there. So lots of nice cups of tea from that. So it's great. And oh, a little honeybee. Hi. Hi, honey. Shy. One right there. Yeah. So we have got some carrots. Like, we planted a bunch of carrots here, but they really didn't grow for some reason. But a lot of people around here are having problems with their carrots, so we have some. Maybe I can pull one up as an example, maybe one of the bigger ones. See how they've done. It's got, oh, no. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Dig them. Okay, here it is. Here it is. This is deep in here. Okay, it broke off, but that's a nice sized carrot. Oh, here's the other part. Okay, yeah. So we have got some carrots. I'm gonna kind of wash this off and then see how it tastes. Shit off my rain barrel. Okay, look at that. That's good. So for something that I didn't think was going to really amount to anything or even exist in this garden, this turned out really good. So even when it seems like there's a little bit of a failure, you're still going to get successes in amongst those failures. So yeah, what's up, Doc? I've been growing gourds. Our gourds are doing well, the ones we have. Pretty big. Not sure exactly when you harvest these, but probably around the same time you harvest your other squashes and stuff. Sorry, I got the hiccups from those carrots. Yeah, it seems like carrots always give me hiccups. Always have. Don't know why. But anyways, we've been getting gourds, so some of them have been climbing the bean pole and others have just kind of been on the ground. But I'm excited about these. I don't know if I've ever actually eaten actual gourds before, so. And we have a watermelon here, which I'm super stoked about, because we've never been able to grow watermelons before. And now I got a tiny watermelon. No idea if it's pickable yet or not, but there's a way you can tell somehow by tapping it if it's ready. But I think it'll get much bigger than this, maybe a little bigger. Another tiny watermelon somewhere. Oh, over here. It's right there. It's a bee baby. But at least we were able to grow watermelons, so I call that a success. I call this whole garden a success. Even though it's not successful probably to a lot of other people's standards, it's still been successful in a lot of ways. So, something to be thankful for, that's for sure. And here's a pumpkin. I don't know if I've showed you this already or not, but still green. Usually pumpkins are ready kind of around Thanksgiving, which is another month away, so still got some time to grow. Mom said we had a squash somewhere. Not sure exactly where. Squashes were late to start. Or beans. There's a squash somewhere, she said. They're mostly still flowering, I see, so. Well, that's our vegetable garden anyways. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed the update. And remember, it's not about the harvest. It's about happy growing.